Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely amazing news. NBC News Democrats slam Kevin McCarthy over his vow to remove them from key committees. The Hill McCarthy vows to remove 3 Democrats from committee posts. USA Today Kevin McCarthy wants to block 3 Democrats from committees. When, not if, he becomes Speaker of the House. Because he'll become Speaker of the House. MSNBC. Why McCarthy's plan to retaliate against Dems is tough to defend. No, it's not. Democrats did that to Marjorie Taylor Greene and another Republican. Marjorie Taylor Greene was never indicted, or it was never proven that she tried to compel or influence anyone to commit any criminal act. Okay, what Democrats do is they say, well, if you're accused by us, then you're guilty. Therefore, you should then be removed, or you said something mean and horrible. Well, one Democrat that will be removed did say a lot of negative and hurtful things. Okay, about the country that I had my bar mitzvah in. Okay, so she's going to be removed according to Kevin McCarthy. And Democrats now don't like that. So when Pelosi was Speaker of the House, they just removed people from committees. They impeached Trump. Biden will be impeached, hopefully more than once. You could probably do so 2 or 3 times, considering, let's see, Hunter's emails, 150 suspicious financial transactions or suspicious activity reports, according to CBS News, the New York Post, Daily Mail, Federalist, all the journalism, all the investigative journalism on money, hundreds of millions of dollars flowing into Hunter's businesses and and the money finding its way to Joe. Okay, there's a reason he got $10 million. It wasn't from speaking, and it wasn't from speaking engagements, and it wasn't from book deals. Okay, have you heard him speak? Well, there you go. All right. He even has emails saying where people are asking him how you can use your influence. How can you use your influence on our company's behalf? Then Joe forces out a prosecutor, and that company continues to pay Hunter. It's not conspiratorial. Like it's actual. This is the thing. The cognitive dissonance for Democrats is so profound that when you actually point, like, look, here's your emails. You wrote this. Here are the money flow and the transfer. Like here, these are all the suspicious activity reports from banks. They still won't believe it, but they will believe that one day Trump worked with the Kremlin and he was installed. Then they'll believe that. So the baseless claims leveled against Trump, oh, they'll believe that. But when Trump makes a baseless claim, oh my God, humanity, oh, hit subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, to this channel. Right now, we're almost at 201,000 subs. Very important segment on Abe Hamadeh. He's fantastic. Hopefully, he'll be the next Attorney General. Looks like he's going to be the next Attorney General if his lawsuit works out. There is a recount. Right now, he's down 510 to the Democrat. But if you're in Arizona, go to Abe Hamadeh's website. Go to his Twitter profile. I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. But ladies and gentlemen, so hit subscribe. If you want to subscribe to H.A. Goodman's other channel, the Stock Market Crash channel, please do so. If you want to support my work long term, my Patreon is below. And if you want to give a super thanks, it's below the like and the share buttons, or next to the like and the share buttons. But ladies and gentlemen, you look at what's taking place. I told everyone, I said the pendulum is going to shift. The pendulum is going to shift from Democrats investigating Trump to Trump Republicans investigating Democrats. The interesting thing is that they blame Trump for underperforming in the Senate. The one contest that they had, Adam Laxalt had it up until the end. He did not get the funding needed from Mitch McConnell. How is this so difficult for people to understand? Then when they say, oh, well, all the Trump Republicans got routed in Arizona, they barely lost. Most of them barely lost. And the only reason, if Carrie Lake ends up completely, she technically lost to Hobbs, but she's fighting it. Abe Hamadeh is only 510 votes away, and there's a recount. If these people barely lose, it's because of never Trumpers or incompetence and mismanagement. The same incompetence and mismanagement on the day that is supposed to be overwhelmingly Trump Republican in Maricopa and in Arizona, where suddenly you have a coincidence where machines and printers aren't working. At a certain point, a coincidence that helps the Democratic Party at all times seems suspicious. I mean, you'd have to be a fool. You would have to be a complete and utter imbecile to think that every suspicious or coincidental thing that takes place that benefits Democrats isn't either political or corrupt or possibly criminal in nature. Okay? You wouldn't even have a football game where the referee is calling holding penalties for one team and allowing another team to get away with holding. I mean, you wouldn't accept that, I should say, even in a football game. So when the playing field is not level and it's supposed to be level, and you expect things to actually operate and work, because when you have Trump Republicans, and like I said, Trump Republicans have to adopt different strategies. They have to understand Democrats, media, and never Trumpers will be in their way. Okay? Never Trumpers are more than happy with losing. In fact, if it's between losing with Biden and having Biden for whoever might replace him for 4 years, or Trump, the ever Trumpers wouldn't mind losing. Okay, they investigated a Republican president for 4 years. Okay, a Republican attorney general with never Trumpers. You don't see any never Bidens. A Republican attorney general investigated Trump or recused himself, allowed a special counsel Mueller, and then complained. Then the Republicans complained, oh, well, we lost the Senate. Well, Richard Burr in the Senate said, oh, yeah, the Kremlin wanted a Republican in Trump. They actually undermined their own brand by investigating a Republican. You never find that with Democrats. Fetterman won. A deceased person in Pennsylvania also won. Mashed Potato Brains is now president. Talk about candidate quality. You don't even need a candidate to communicate at all. Okay? If you could get a dolphin or a whale, and like through sonar, and they're like, oh yeah, you know what? That's fierce and amazing. Oh, well, the dolphin's a mammal. I mean, what's the problem? Oh, okay, yeah, let's vote for the dolphin or the whale. They'll vote for anyone. It's like a look. Democrats, when they wake up in the morning, when they go to bed at night, they look in the mirror and say, oh my God, we're so morally superior, wonderful. We always vote Democrat no matter what. We had a recession. We still have, credit card debt is through the roof. Layoffs are increasing. We're the working class, if you want to use that, if you're a socialist or a communist or a liberal Democrat, the working class is suffering under Biden's America. This is a fact. This is a fact. Real wages are down 8.5%. Inflation is 8 to 9%, and they say 7.7, but it's not 7.7% for gas or for rent or for food, but they don't care. You have to understand, Democrats will vote Democrat if, God forbid, ICBMs are flying above. They don't care. It's like a religion to them. They've replaced religion. A lot of Democrats are atheists because they're too smart. They just want evidence that God exists. But then when you tell them, well, James Clapper thinks that Trump worked with the Kremlin, that's enough for us. There's the evidence. So it's like they're obsessed with Trump. They think he's the embodiment of criminality, and it's 24/7 media coverage, apoplectic, hysterical media coverage 24/7 since 2016. It has warped the minds of people. You have friends and family members who disown people, like basically stab them in the back, and it's all because of Trump. Because you have liberal Democrats many of whom cannot understand why anyone would vote for a man who gets us out of counterinsurgency conflicts. Trump is the anti-war candidate. That alone makes it a moral imperative to vote for him, regardless of his personality. I don't care about personality. I care about great economy and an anti-interventionist, anti-counterinsurgency conflict president. They don't care about that, though. They would much rather have Bush and another, like a wide-scale, endless quagmire. And we have that also in Europe now. The Democrats messed that up also. But the cognitive dissonance is too much. And you have to understand, Trump Republicans have to do exactly the legal, above-board things that Democrats do in Arizona. They'll never be stopped again. But until Trump Republicans adapt, it'll be the same old song. But again, pendulum has swung. You're going to have an impeachment of Biden very, very soon, probably before 24. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you. And Kevin McCarthy is proving himself. I mean, he's doing a good job. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.